Oregon bay shrimp, or pink shrimp, is the only commercially harvested shrimp in the state of Oregon. 26 million pounds of those beautiful things come out of this water every year. That makes it pretty special. Oregon bay shrimp are harvested on a very carefully planned schedule. The Department of Fish and Wildlife go out early in the year to count the numbers. Subject to there being a brilliant population, the harvest starts from April 1st, April Fool's Day, all the way through to Halloween. You cannot go out and catch these beauties at Christmas. It doesn't work. In recent years, the nets to catch these beautiful specimens have been carefully designed to ensure that larger species like halibut, for example, dolphins, turtles, anything that's bigger than a shrimp will not get through it.
Coming up next.
Take a good look at that. Nice and thick.
Well, we think we probably sell about 1 million bowls of chowder a year.
We got the butter in the pan here. Why don't you explain some more of the ingredients that are going to go in the pan?
Okay, so after the butter's melted, for my Alfredo, I like to add some garlic. So we'll put that in next as soon as the butter's completely melted.
Go ahead and grab it.
All right.
Okay, so what's next, Gabrielle?
Okay, so after we sauteed that a bit, let's pour in our heavy cream here. This is about 2 cups.
2 cups of heavy cream.
And then we want to have those 3 ingredients become one.
And it's going to reduce a little bit, of course.
Yes.
Thicken up.
Yes.
Alfredo sauce, I don't know if you know this, comes from Rome at a restaurant.
Oh, yes.
The restaurant was called Alfredo.
Oh,
the restaurateur is the one who came up with this.
That makes sense. Well, I think it's a really wonderful thing, and it's really easy to make. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do it like this.
Absolutely. I think Alfredo is really good because it actually coats the pasta. You don't end up with like a soupy bowl of runny, cream at the bottom of the pan.
Exactly.
All right, so this is going to take about a minute or 2.
Okay,
all right.
So it's ready for the cheese, which of course makes this the sauce that we want it to be. It's this Parmesan Reggiano.
Well, I noticed you didn't have any salt either.
No.
Because there's enough here in the Parmesan.
Yes.
And using the nice shredded Reggiano, Parmigiano Reggiano is great because it actually will melt nice and consistently and not get grainy.
Right, exactly.
Can you do me one favor? I keep looking over your shoulder and I see the biggest ladle on the planet. Can you hand that to me?
Yes. Look at that.
Look at this thing. What do you guys use this for?
That is for taking big vats of like chili and sauce and putting them into smaller pans for the day.
That thing is huge. Anyway.
You can take a bath in it.
Sorry. So this is starting to reduce and get thick here.
Right, so we just want to get that all
that cheese nice and melted.
Oh, it's starting to smell so good.
I don't know if you want to get a good look at this here. Yeah, go ahead, please. Look at
I like lots of pepper.
Look at how thick that's getting. And that's what's going to help coat the pasta. Nice pepper. Let me take a good look at that. Nice and thick. All right, so now I see some fresh nutmeg over here.
Yes, so I'll give you the weapon.
Okay.
Which I love. That's one of my favorite tools in the kitchen.
Perfect. Now, you don't want to go too crazy with this stuff because it can get pretty powerful. How much do you usually put in? About a little bit of
probably like a teaspoon in this case.
For those of you who don't know what fresh nutmeg looks like, this is what it looks like. Almost like a smaller version of a walnut, but it's so fragrant and so good. I think we got enough of this in here.
I agree. Look at smells delicious.
Oh, I can smell it too. Too bad you guys can't smell at home. It is wonderful. All right, so what's next?
Okay, so I think we should probably turn this off.
Okay.
Just let it sit there for a minute, and then we need to kind of warm up our shrimp a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's cold, and I don't want to add cold to a hot dish there. So
Keep hot food with hot food, cold food
Yes.
with cold food.
So here's another pan. I'll get this pan on here. That's smelling delicious.
I know. So where did you come up with this recipe?
Well, at Moe's, we really like to try to make our own sauces. That's kind of one of our founding principles. So it was just a matter of doing a little research and finding something that is simple and delicious.
Perfect.
And so we came upon this recipe using basically 4 ingredients, with the pepper and the nutmeg, and it's very, very easy to make, and it tastes wonderful.
Okay, do you guys serve this family style here, or do you serve individual
We
portions?
do individual portions,
Okay.
actually, and we do it a number of ways, and one of the ways we're going to show today is just using our Oregon pink shrimp.
Okay.
It's a great way to highlight one of the best seafoods that you can get on the Oregon
And it
coast.
comes right out of the bay here.
That's right.
Right out of the Pacific Ocean, folks. Okay, so I think I've figured out what this ladle's for. Come on, it's for the chowder. Look at this thing. Gosh.
That would be one big bowl of chowder.
Yeah. How many bowls of chowder do you sell a year?
Well, we think we probably sell about 1 million bowls of chowder a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the recipe for the chowder, big secret.
It is a secret, but once again, like the Alfredo, very simple. That's kind of how we do things at Moe's. And the recipe came about actually kind of in a funny way, where there were several women working here back in the 40s, and they all had their own recipe for clam chowder.
And I think everybody does. That's kind of...
Exactly, yeah, and we still hear it today. I have a better recipe. I have a better recipe. Oh, you should add celery, or all this type of stuff. But we try to keep it the same year after year. And in the 40s, all the women came together, and their recipe became one. So it's kind of how
A collaboration.
Exactly.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
and it was a real competition. I mean, chowder on Fridays, they served it on Fridays, and people would come in and say, is Nella cooking chowder today, or is Nina cooking chowder today? So, yeah.
Well,
it's
good.
great
I'm
fun.
glad you guys figured it out, because it is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Look at those beautiful things. Excuse me, I've got to do this. I can't help myself. Roger.
Enjoying the Oregon coast is made all the better with a cup of chowder or other Northwest favorites from Moe's seafood restaurants. And they continue to this day. From Cannon Beach to Florence, Moe's Seafood Restaurants has 6 locations, so no matter where you are on the beautiful Oregon coast, a location is always close by.
Buy today's Fox 12 Daily Deal at kptv.com.
So here we go. Beautiful, succulent, delicious Oregon Bay shrimp. Gabrielle, the owner here, and Ryan are going to make a dish with this. I have no idea what it is. Let's go find out. Come have a look at these beauties. Ryanus.
Oh.
How are you, buddy?
Speaking of shrimp.
Look at these. These are gorgeous. These are
Yeah.
fresher than fresh.
Oh, yeah, right out of the bay.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's put it down here so you can have a good look at this. Look at those beautiful things. Interesting fact, did you know that most Americans will eat about 4 pounds of those a year?
I eat at least maybe 10.
I know.
I love them. They're so good.
I can't stop eating them.
I know.
So what are we doing?
We're going to finish off the linguini Alfredo with the pink shrimp here.
Linguini Alfredo.
Yeah. These are also known as bay shrimp as well, and salad shrimp.
All right.
Hey, I got you a nice little apron.
So I'm not in whites today?
No, just slap it on. Let's go.
All right.
Let's get rocking.
Let's go with Mo. You like it?
Yeah, it looks great.
Aunt Mo gave me this.
Is you.
Aunt Mo gave me this.
Nice.
So what are we doing? There's shrimps here. What's going on over here?
We got a hot pan going, which you need to get some Chardonnay going in there. Put the shrimp in real quick to heat the shrimp up, because you want to do hot food with hot food. You don't necessarily ever want to put cold food with cold food. It's one of those things we've been trained.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cold food cold, hot food hot. Pretty simple.
So talk me through it. So the Chardonnay goes in there, the shrimps go in there.
Yep, and then we're going to pull the pasta out, drain it a little bit, go straight into the sauce. And then cook it a little bit, because you want the starches from the pasta to pick up the sauce and help absorb the sauce even more.
But the shrimps are already cooked. These are already cooked.
They're already cooked, and if you cook them too long, they'll become really small and turn into erasers. You don't want erasers.
Excuse me, I've got to do this. I can't help myself. Roger Dodger. All right.
So
Send
one
me to
thing,
work.
let's walk through real quick. Do you know anything about the sizing of how it works?
Sizing of what?
They call them U12s are pretty normal for cocktail, big
There's
cocktail
a band
shrimp.
called U2. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, those would be really big shrimp. About like that, bigger than lobsters.
So what are you saying? The U is what? The size
The U
of
stands
shrimp?
for under. So like these are 250 to 350 count. So you're averaging about 300 per pound. So under 250 to 350. They call it under. So
the bigger ones?
bigger ones are U12s. They can be U8s, U6s, and it's under 6 per pound.
And is that a standard measurement for
Across the world. Across the world.
Wow. I'm learning a lot, you know, a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So let's get rocking here.
Okay,
You want to get the Chardonnay here.
this is the Chardonnay.
This is a hot pan.
Chardonnay.
You're going to get a lot of sizzle out of
Is
this.
it going to kick back at me?
I hope so.
You are so funny.
Go ahead, dump it in there. See, look at that. And then grab all this shrimp,
All of these.
put it in there.
There we go. All right. They're gonna. There you go.
There you go. And then you're going to want to saute it a little bit.
I'm good at that. Let me do it.
Do it. It's hot. You okay?
Yeah.
I got a nice, cute little mitt for you. See, I told you. It's hot.
Yeah, gas stove. A little bit more sensitive than our regular
It's
ones.
like metal shop.
Okay.
Always assume all metals are hot and no cussing.
No what?
Cussing.
Cussing. Cursing or cussing.
Yes. All right, so now that this is getting nice and warm, it needs a little bit more time. You need to saute it a little bit better. Keep it in the pan.
I'm trying. There we go.
Much better.
Okay.
So go ahead and lift these out of here. Here's another cute little mitt for you.
Very nice. Okay.
They match his apron.
I'll match you in a minute.
So let all the water drain out.
And this goes where? Straight into
Straight
the
into the sauce.
All right.
Now, one thing that comes with cream sauces and liquids is that you want not too much liquid to get into the sauce because it actually takes it back to its original state. It'll become more runny again, so try and get as much liquid out as you can. So go ahead and dump the shrimp in here. Perfect. And we don't want this to cook too long because, once again, we don't want erasers.
Very quick dish. This.
Very quick.
So, what have you put herbs and spices in there?
We're gonna garnish it with some parsley, and so we've already gotten all that in here. We've got nutmeg in here, salt, no salt actually because there's enough in the Parmesan, pepper, a little fresh nutmeg. So here's a nice, beautiful bowl.
Oh, look at that.
You want to go ahead and grab this, get this out of the way.
You got it, Governor. You got it. Nice blue dish. It's just the blue day today.
Cooking is being sorry. Perfect, Andrew. Here we go. I'm going to grab some tongs. We're going to kill the heat here. So one thing that's nice to do is you take and twist the pasta. Actually, I'm going to have you do it because you need to be doing something.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Go ahead and bring it over to the bowl here. Let me make you some room. Let me set this here. Let me set this down so we don't burn their cutting board.
Okay.
Perfect.
So in.
Twist it and then into the. I lift the pan a little bit as you do it so you don't make too much of a mess.
That was a mess. There we go.
There we go. So essentially what we're trying to do is get all the pasta on the bottom and then get all the goodies on the top.
This weighs a ton, right? Can you grab,
We grabbed that, but
can you grab the other end of it?
let me help you out here.
There we go. There we go. All right. So in, twist. These are techniques you'd never
actually, I'd never have thought about doing any of this. But I can understand what you're doing, because you're getting the pasta on the base there.
Yep, and then all the shrimp is going to be on top.
Oh, it smells so delicious.
That's probably good enough. So if you want to go ahead and
just put the rest over?
Put the rest over it. See all the shrimp on top? Look at that.
And you know what? This is really not a very expensive dish to make. It really isn't. And look how much is in there. You could feed 10 people with that.
Nice family style.
10 people easily.
Let me take this from you.
It's a bit messy, right?
Well, of course. I'm here. It's one of my first natural instincts to do is to clean up the mess. Your mess, I should say.
I have to. I need a haircut. My hairstylist is sick.
Uh-oh.
Can you believe that?
I think she is sick, because I don't know what's going on up there either. So, we got a little parsley here. Sprinkle it all over it. Nice little color.
Oh, look at that.
And some vitamins, you know.
Just love that color. Oh.
Then we got a little shaved Parmesan here.
Same again, all over?
Same all over.
That is making me very hungry.
And there you go, linguini Alfredo with pink shrimp.
Now here's a little tidbit for you. The Oregon fisheries were the first fishery in the United States to develop sustainable shrimp harvesting. It's not bad. Makes me warm and tingly inside.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Not only does it taste good, it makes you feel good.
Feast your eyes upon that.
So the chowder recipe is actually kind of a fun story. Years ago in the 40s, before Newport was discovered by tourists, Moe's catered to longshoremen and fishermen and loggers, and they did not want to eat seafood. However, on Fridays, there was always chowder for the special. And we had many different women working at the restaurant at this time, and they all had different ideas of how that should be made. And in the end, it was codified into one recipe, sort of a conglomeration of all those different recipes. Well, we've been around a long time. We're in our 4th generation, so that's 65 years being in business here on the Oregon coast. So we have 6 locations, and you can get, of course, your hot bowl of chowder. I like to call it bowl of comfort. Here on the Oregon coast, or if you can't make it to the Oregon coast, you can buy it in a frozen concentrate form at a local grocery store. Another way that's really fun, especially for the holidays, is order it online and get the fresh base to your relatives or friends anywhere in the country. Therefore, you don't have to come to the Oregon coast to get your bowl of Moe's clam chowder. We'd love to see you.
Did the linguini Alfredo with Oregon pink shrimp look good? It was, and here's what you'll need. Ready? 1 pound of linguini noodles, 1 pint of heavy cream, 1½ cups of Parmesan Reggiano cheese, which is basically Parmesan cheese with a twist, 7 tablespoons of butter, ½ cup of dry white wine, 3 tablespoons of fresh parsley, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, some fresh ground pepper, fresh grated nutmeg, a very cool way to do this, by the way, and finally 2 cups of Oregon's finest pink shrimps. We'll use just a touch more. Delumptious. Cook the pasta, add the ingredients, and finally the shrimp, a few flicks of the wrist, and voila! You have yourself the most delicious dish fit for a king. When enjoying a seafood pasta dish like shrimp linguine.
All right, so we already made the linguini with the Alfredo and the shrimp, but cannot leave here without trying Moe's famous clam chowder. You guys really sell 1 million bowls of this a year?
That's right. It's a lot of chowder.
All right, well, cheers. Here's to a perfect chowder day here in Oregon, Newport. Perfect. Oh, it hits the bones great. Wow. Once again, Gabrielle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, one code of ethic here. You want to try and roll through it? You think you can handle it?
I'll try. Have a look at this. It's on the wall in Mosul. I'll just say it as it is right now.
Is there so many moroses and resources? What does that mean, man?
It means, why is there so many more horses asses
than there is horses? There's no answer to that.
No.
Have a slicer.
Once again, thanks for joining us.
That was terrible.
Sorry.